This conference will now be recorded.
So in the last session, we have discussed about the HTTP classes and how can we use these HTTP classes in order to integrate with the third-party systems, and how can we exchange the data, and how can we retrieve the data from the third-party web services, and how can we represent inside our Visual First pages. Yesterday we have discussed. Now today we'll see one more use case to integrate with a third-party system. Now, for example, let me take a small use case. For example, I'm creating an account. I'm creating an account. So upon creating this account record, I'm entering so many field values like the account record name, rating value, industry, annual revenue, phone number, fax number, and so many field values selected. Along with that, I will enter the billing address also, where I'm entering the billing street, billing city, date, postal code, and the country. So now in this case, whatever the billing city that I have entered, whatever the billing city that I have entered, based on this billing city, for example, if I'm entering the value like some Hyderabad, Hyderabad. Now I want to collect the Hyderabad weather information. I want to collect the weather information of Hyderabad. So whatever the city name we have entered, it may be Hyderabad, Bangalore, Chennai, Pune, or any country city name. Whatever the city name that I have entered, based on that city name, I want to collect the weather information. So in that city, what is the current weather information right now? What is the temperature? What is the minimum temperature in that city today? What is the maximum temperature? What is the humidity value? What is the speed value? What is the wind value? Like that, I would like to collect this information. Then how can we collect this information? Now let's see it practically. That means what? Based on a city, I would like to collect the weather information of that particular city. Depends upon the city which we have specified, I would like to collect the weather information of that respective city over here. Then how can we collect this information? Now, so now in this case, whenever if you want to get the weather information of a particular city, then we can able to use the WeatherMAP applications. We have so many WeatherMAP applications are available, which are providing the weather details of the various cities available in the entire world. So from those applications, one of the application is Open WeatherMAP API. Open WeatherMAP is an organization, so which they're having the various weather stations. Almost they're having the 40,000 weather stations are available. So now from those weather stations, they're collecting the weather information of the various locations, and that whole information they're updating inside this website. Okay, Open WeatherMAP is an organization, so which will be having the various weather stations, and then based on those weather stations, they're collecting the weather details of the various cities available in the entire world, and then they're going to be updating those weather information inside that application. And that weather information they're keep on updating for each and every 1 hour, for each and every 2 hours, for each and every half an hour. Based on the global data models, they are going to be updating this weather information inside that the website. From there, we can able to see the current weather information of that particular location. Like when you go to anybody's mobile or a smartphone, in that smartphone you will be having the weather app is available. If there is a small widget is available, weather widgets. So now by using that widget, we can able to collect the weather information over there. We can see the current weather information. What is the temperature? We'll see practically in that location. So that how it is collecting that, it is internally integrated with these websites, internally integrated with the third-party website. Like whenever if you want to collect the current weather information, okay, by inside your smartphone, you have to enable the internet first. Whenever you are enabling the internet, then it will make a request, it will go to that server, it will be collecting the weather information, it will display inside your mobile. Without enabling that internet, we can't able to see the current weather information. The old information will be visible to you. So that it is interacting with the third-party system. Like the similar way here also, I would like to collect the current weather information of a particular city. So what are the city name that have entered? Based on that city name, that city's weather information I would like to collect. Now, so in this case, now when coming to this open weather map organization, they are going to be providing the weather information of the cities. So they are providing the current weather information and the historical data and the forecasting data also both. So current weather information, nothing but what is the current temperature right now. Right now, what is the current temperature? Minimum temperature is what? Maximum temperature is what? And then the wind information, speed information, humidity information, like that everything we can able to collect. Along with that, the last 2 days weather information I want to collect. We can collect that information. That means historical data also. Suppose I'm planning for a vacation to go to the tourist place. Then how will be the weather in that particular area for the next 2 days? I would like to see. Based on that, I will plan for my vacation. So at that time here, we can able to see the forecasting data also, forecasting information. Forecasting means what? Future. Nothing but tomorrow's temperature. Next day after tomorrow's temperature. Next week's temperature. We can able to collect that the temperature information. Based on that, we can plan for the vacation also. So in this case, how can we collect this weather information? Whenever if you want to collect the weather information as part of this open weather map, they're providing a weather API. They're providing weather API. That means they're providing an API, application programming interface, which contains that web service. Which contains some web service. Through that web service, we can able to collect that weather information by passing the city name. Then how can we collect the current weather information? They're indicating that. So now the current weather data. Okay, the current weather information we can collect. So now it is indicating that here, access current weather data for any location, including over 2 lakhs cities. 2 lakhs cities weather information is available inside this website. Now, current weather is frequently updated based on the global data models and data from more than 40,000 weather stations. That means they're collecting that weather information from the 40,000 weather stations, and then they're going to be updating this information inside this website. And then whenever if you are going to be invoking this web service to collect the weather information, it will return the result in the form of either JSON or XML and HTML formats. Now, so it is available for both the free and the paid subscriptions also. Nothing but we can able to access this web service on free of cost also, and then we can able to buy the license also over here. Based on the licenses also, we can able to collect that weather information. If it is a free, you will be having very limited services. If it is a paid, you will be having more services, like as you will be getting some forecasting data also, historical data also. It will be providing the whole information as well. So in this case, how can we collect the current weather information of a particular city? So if you want to collect that information, then first of all, we have to know what is that web service which we need to use to integrate. For that reason, they're providing the API documentation. They're providing some documentation. In that documentation, they're clearly mentioning that the web service URL and then what are the various parameters we need to supply. Everything will be indicating inside this API documentation. So in that documentation, they will be clearly mentioning that. Let's see. Now let's click on this API documentation. Now it is indicating that whole information over here. So now access the current weather data for any location on the earth, including over 2 lakhs cities, and they are going to be updating the data based on the global data models by collecting the weather information with their weather stations, which they have in almost 40,000 locations. And the data is available in JSON format, XML, or HTML. So they're providing the 40 years historical weather data for any location. Okay, that means if you want to collect the weather information about a particular city, 20 years back weather information, We can collect almost a 40 years historical data they will provide to you. That facility is available over here. Now, if you want to collect the current weather information, they're providing a web service over here. Okay, they're providing a web service. Based on the city name also, we can collect the weather information. Based on the city ID also, we can collect the weather information. If you know that geographical coordinates, like a latitude and longitude value of a city, based on the geographical coordinates also, we can able to collect the location. Based on the zip code also, we can collect the weather information as well. Like that, they're going to indicate this. But now, depends upon the city name, I would like to collect the weather information. I would like to store inside my database, or I want to show inside my Visual Force page. Then how can we do that here? Now let's see practical. Now, so in this case, whenever if you want to use this WeatherMap API, this is the URL of this web service. Here is the URL. So now we can specify that api.openweathermap.org, and then we can specify weather Q equals to city name. Here we can pass the city name. Based on that city name, we can able to collect the weather information of that city. And then app ID, nothing but your application ID. This is called as authentication code. We have to pass that authentication code also. That is also called as your application ID. Your API key, we have to specify over. How to collect this API key? Here up to this part we know. City name we can enter. Then how can we pass that API key? If you want to get the API key, first of all, you should be the member of this organization. That means you should be registering inside this application first. For that one, we have an option called sign up option will be available to you. Okay, sign up option is available so that you can able to create your own account inside this. Already I'm having my own account over here. Okay, already I'm having my own account. So let me click on this sign in. Let me log in into this application. I'm logging into my application over here. Now, I have logged into my application successfully. Inside this is I am already having an account. Okay, I'm already having an account. So if you want to get this API key, upon invoking this web service, we have to pass the city name. This is one parameter we have to supply. Second one, we have to pass the API key also. So to get that API key, you have to create an account inside this Open Weather Map application. Here, once you log into this application, here you will be having a small tab. There is a tab is available over here, API keys. Okay, now click on this API keys. It will be providing one API key to you over here. This is the API key. So now we have to collect this API key. This API key we need to pass inside that API keys location over here. In this location, we have to pass, and then we can able to make a request over here. Okay, and then we can able to make a request. Based on the request, we can able to collect that response also, and then that response we can able to pass. So now how the response will be looking like over here? Okay, how the response will be looking like over here? Suppose, for example, if I'm indicating this city name like as from London, once you click on this London cities, it is indicating the response like this. The London related the weather information. Okay, the London cities weather information we can able to see inside this place over here. So in this case, it is indicating the current weather information. Whatever the city name that we have specified, that city's current weather information will be getting visible over here. Now, so this is the current weather information of that London city. We can able to collect the details here. Let me place inside my notepad. So this is the current weather information. This is the weather coordinates of that, geographical coordinates of that particular London city, like as a longitude value and then latitude value. It is indicating the weather information, the weather. So it is indicating the ID value, city ID, the main information, description, and the icon that indicating this. And the base. And the inside this main, you will be having the temperature. So that temperature is available over here. This is the pressure information, humidity, minimum temperature, and the maximum temperature. Okay. So now regarding that wind information, the wind speed, we can see that wind information. Wind speed, the degrees, and the clouds information. They're indicating the whole data over here. But now I would like to collect the temperature and the pressure. This is the average temperature. Okay, the feels like temperature, we can say. So now temperature, average temperature, this is the minimum temperature and the maximum temperature. So now this temperature is available in terms of kelvins. Generally, when you go to the temperature, so now temperature we are going to be measuring in terms of, okay, in terms of either centigrade or Fahrenheit. But here, the temperature can be measured not only in centigrade and Fahrenheit, this can be measured in the kelvins also. Okay, we can able to measure the temperature in kelvins also. So in this case, how can we convert this temperature also? We'll see practically. As part of this implementation, we'll see how can we collect the temperature of a particular city, and then how can we represent that information in the form of centigrades also. We'll see practically over here. You will be having some specific formula is available to convert the temperature from kelvins to the centigrade, and based on that formula, we can able to represent that information also. So in this case, whatever the temperature is showing right now inside this the application, inside this web service, it will be representing in the form of kelvins format, kelvins measurements. Now we can able to convert this temperature from kelvins to centigrade also, depends upon your application requirement as well. That facility is available. Okay, and so like for example, this is the temperature, minimum temperature. I would like to convert. How to do that? There is a temperature converters are available over here. Let me go with the temperature converters. Temperature converters. Here we can specify the temperature which I have collected, 279.15. So now I would like to convert into Celsius, centigrade. Now I'm converting from Kelvin. This is the Kelvin temperature. So now it is indicating that in terms of centigrade, this is 6. Okay, this is 6. So now 279.15 kelvins means it is equals to the 6 centigrade here, Celsius. If you want to convert into the Fahrenheit, we can able to select the Fahrenheit. It is indicating 42.8. There is a specific formula is available. But in real world, we are going to be representing in terms of Celsius. So we can able to indicate that the current weather information in London city is 6 centigrades. So there is a formula is available. Based on that formula, we can able to represent this. We'll see that practical part also. So in this case, depends upon the city name, we are going to be collecting this information. So now upon invoking this web service, we have to specify the web service URL, and along with that, we have to pass the city name, and then we have to pass the application ID also. What is the app ID? Nothing but your application key. Based on the key only, it will be recognized whether you are the authorized person or not. Based on that application key only, it will be collecting the current weather information of the specified city. We can able to represent that information as well. Then, how can we collect this weather information? Now, let's see practically in this case. Okay, now. So, let's take a small use case. For example, I want the user interface like this. Assume that I want a Visual Force page. I want a Visual Force page over here. I'm indicating the page name, show weather details page, with the Visual Force page name, which I would like to prepare. Inside this, I would like to specify a text box in order to enter the city name for which you would like to collect the weather information. Enter city name. I would like to place one text box over here. I would like to place one text box. And beside that, I would like to place one button control. I'm indicating show weather. Okay, show weather information. Here I'm indicating here. Enter city name. Okay. Now, so now with the such a text box I would like to enter, where I'm going to placing that the text box which is used to specify the city name for which you would like to collect the weather information. After entering some city name like some Hyderabad, Bangalore, Chennai, Pune, any city related to the entire world, in the entire world, what are the city name for which you would like to collect the weather information, specify the city name and click on show weather. Then immediately it has to collect the weather information of that city by integrating with the third-party web service WeatherMAP. And then it has to represent the weather information over here. And then it has to represent the weather information over here. I want to show the weather information. Like, I would like to specify the humidity value. I want to show the humidity value along with the pressure value and the wind speed. Okay, the wind speed value. And then along with that, I would like to specify the average temperature. And I would like to specify the minimum temperature. And I would like to specify the maximum temperature. I would like to represent this information about. Depends upon the city name which I have entered. Based on that city, I would like to collect that weather information. That weather information I want to represent inside this. So as soon as when the user click on this after entering the city name, when the user click on this show weather button, immediately it has to connect to the respective web service. It has to collect the data, and that data we can able to represent on my Visual Force page also. Then how can we do this information? Now let's see practically in this case. Now I want to integrate this particular Salesforce application with the Open Weather Map. Okay, with the Open Weather Map. Then how can we do that? Now let's see practically in this case. Let me take a small use case. Take a use case. create a visual first page to represent the weather details of the specified city name by integrating with the Open Weather Map API. Open Weather Map API. By integrating with the Open Weather Map API. Now, in this case, let me explain the steps. What are all the steps that we need to do in this case? So as a step one, you know that. First of all, collect the required information. Collect the required inputs to invoke the web service. So what kind of details are required? We need that URL, nothing but that is called as endpoint URL. And then we need, if there is any parameters are required, we need to specify the parameters. We need that method type, what type of method it is. Okay, what type of method it is. If it requires any authorization code, then we can able to collect that authorization codes also. Okay, in this case, collect this information right now. So what is the endpoint URL? Now let me collect that endpoint URL. So now let's go to that endpoint URL. To collect the weather information, we have to use this is the API, nothing but endpoint URL. HTTPS, you will be having this API. This is the endpoint URL. Parameters. We have to pass that city name. Second one, app ID. This is also called as authorization code or application ID. Application key. So we need to collect this application key. So now application key I'm collecting over here, that already we have logged into my application. So I'm collecting this application key. There is application key that we method type is what? Get. We are collecting the weather information. So this is the method type is get. So this is the authorization code. Authorization code means what? Application code. That's it. Already we have collected this information also. So this is not required right now. So in order to invoke this web service, we have collected the required input. We have collected the endpoint URL, and then we need to supply the two parameters. First one is the city name. Second one is the application ID. That means application key. So this application key we are generating by creating an account inside that Open WeatherMap application. So we have created an account, and then I have generated that application key. That key I'm using because this is the authorization code to verify whether you are a registered member or not, whether you are the authorized person to collect the weather information or not. Unauthorized people can't collect this weather information. Now, so in this case here we are collecting all the information. Now, as a step two, what needs to be done? We need to add the endpoint URL inside the remote site settings. As a step two, we need to add this endpoint URL inside the remote site settings. So let me do that over here. So this is the URL, https api.openweathermap.org. Up to this part is sufficient. It will talk only up to that org. Let's go to that Salesforce instance. Click on Setup menu. Go to the Administrator menu in the left panel. Click on Security Controls. Go to the Remote Site Settings link. And click on this new remote site. I'm indicating this. I would like to specify now WeatherMap API URL. I would like to specify this. I'm adding this WeatherMap application URL inside this particular remote site settings. So Salesforce is going to be indicating that this is the trusted web service or the trusted web application to which we can connect. Now click on save. It has been added successfully over here. Next. After that, as a step 3, okay, as a step 3. Now what I want to do is, now previously what we did, we have prepared that the business logic also. That means we have prepared some Apex class and the Visual Force page also. So in that one Apex class only, we have prepared that hard coded this URL. Okay, I have hard coded this URL. Suppose in future, if the postal department people has changed this URL, then we need to come to this code, we have to modify. For that one, to avoid this kind of problems, I would like to store this information inside the custom labels. That means what? Whatever the website URLs are available, independent URLs are available, authorization codes are available, username and passwords are available. All this information I would like to store inside the custom labels. So I would like to create 2 custom labels. One is used to store this endpoint URL up to this part, and then second one I would like to store this application ID, nothing but application key. These both information I would like to store inside the custom labels. Now, create the custom labels to store the endpoint URL and application key. Application key. I would like to create some custom label. Wherever you want, we can access that here. Instead of hard coding these values inside this, because if anybody is opening this code, they can see my application key. So I want to make it protected. For that reason here, I'm going to storing inside the custom labels. Let me create the custom label. Go to the create. You will be having an option called as custom labels. Okay, custom labels. So now here I'm indicating that click on new custom label over here. Okay, click on new custom label. Short description. I'm indicating that WeatherMAP API endpoint. Okay, I'm giving that name. So now WeatherMAP API endpoint. So what is the value which you would like to store? This is the WeatherMAP API URL endpoint. Up to this part, Q equals 2. After that city value, we have to pass separately. So that here I will pass that value. Up to this Q equals 2, I'm placing inside this. I'm placing this. HTTPS API dot openweathermap.org/data 2.5 weather Q equals 2 up to this part. After that remaining input values I will enter dynamically at runtime. So this is my custom label which is we have created. Now one more custom label I would like to create to store the application key. Click on new custom label. Now, WeatherMAP application key. Application key. Specify the application key. What is the key? This is the key. Let me collect this and then place it inside this. Now, so these are the 2 custom labels which I have prepared. WeatherMAP independent URL. Second one, WeatherMAP application key. Both I have stored inside this. These are the key names. Okay. Custom labels. The first one. WeatherMAP application key. Application key. And the name is what? WeatherMAP application key. How can we access this one? By using the system.label.WeatherMAP application key. We can able to access like this. Okay. If you want to access this, then we can able to access like this. System.label.WeatherMAP application key. It will be returning that value automatically by default over.
These are global values?
Yes, these are global values. Wherever you want, you can access it.
Okay.
Next one. Because instead of hard coding that values inside your application, we can make it save in a specific location. This we can able to access wherever you want. So suppose in future, if there is any changes, then come to the custom label, make the change here. It will be reflecting in all the places automatically. For that reason, to make the changes at one place and make it reflected in multiple places, we are using this custom labels. Now the second one, WeatherMAP endpoint URL. This is the endpoint. So now, to access this, we have to use system dot label dot okay WeatherMAP endpoint. These are the two custom labels which are prepared in order to store that. To store the endpoint URL, we have prepared one custom label over here. To store that application key, we have created another custom label. Next. The next one, the step 4. Then the remaining steps are same, no change, same story. Design a Visual Force page and write the business logic. Write the business logic to integrate the WeatherMAP API and represent the results on the page. And represent the results on the page. These are the 4 steps over here. These are the 4 simple steps that we have. So let's see practically here. Now, as of now, we have done the 3 steps. Now the 4th step. Now let's see how can we design, how can we integrate, how can we collect the data over here, and how can we represent on the Visual Force page. Now let's see practically. Now, so let's see how can we implement this business logic here. Now, let's see practically how can we do this. Let me design a Visual Force page. Apex. Show weather details by city. I'm indicating the Visual Force page name as show weather details by city page. Now, I'm creating the Visual Force page. So there is no page has been designed as of now with this name. So I'm creating this Visual Force page. So let me remove the existing code, whatever we have. I'm specifying the default properties. Setup equals to false. Sidebar equals to false. Show header equals to true. And the tab style equals to the position object tab style. And I'm indicating this. Section header. Title equals to weather. Subtitle equals to weather details. I'm defining the form tag. Inside this, I'm representing the page block. Title equals to, I would like to specify weather details block, apex page black section. Title equals to weather search weather details. Search weather details, and the number of columns equals to 2, and the collapsible equals to false. Inside this, I would like to place a text box, input text, label equals to enter city name, and the HTML placeholder equals to enter city name. And then I'm pressing the button control. Command button value equals to show weather details. And then to represent the weather information, I would like to use a separate page block. Apex page block. I'm indicating the title. Weather details. And here we can able to represent the weather information. I would like to use the page block section. I'm indicating that. The title equals to weather details section. And the number of columns equals to 2. And the collapsible equals to false. I would like to specify the output label. Output label. Here I would like to represent that information in the form of bold. In the form of bold by bold. I want to indicate that information. Like I want to specify the humidity information. What data we can able to collect now, let me see. I would like to collect the pressure information. Pressure value. Like the similar way. I would like to specify the humidity value. Humidity value. Next one, minimum temperature. Sorry, the average temperature. Average temperature. And the minimum temperature. Maximum temperature. So these are the various variables I have placed over here. Okay, I have placed this information. This is the user interface which I have designed. So I would like to show the weather information. In this one, I would like to specify the city name, for which city you would like to collect the weather information. Place the city name and then click on show weather details. Then it will collect the weather information by integrating with this Open WeatherMAP API. It will collect the weather details, and then that weather details I would like to collect, I want to represent over here. So now the present value I want to show over here, humidity value I want to show over here, average temperature, minimum temperature, maximum temperature. In terms of centigrade, I would like to represent over here. So how can we display this whole information? Now let's say practical. So we are done with the user interface part. Now we have to implement the business logic part. How can we do the business logic? How to integrate with the third-party system? Now let's see practical. Same concept. Like we have to integrate with this third-party web service, collect that, invoke that web service by making a request with the help of HTTP class, HTTP request class, and then collect the response by using HTTP response class, and then parse that content and then represent that information inside this page block section. In the pressure value, we can represent in this place, humidity value in that location, minimum temperature, maximum temperature, average temperature, we can able to represent. Then how can we do this? Now let's see practically in this case. Now, let me implement the business logic over. So first of all, what needs to be done? As soon as once you click on this button control, I want to collect this city name which we have entered. Based on that city name, I would like to collect the weather information. So I need to collect the city name. So now to store that city name, I would like to prepare a variable. I'm preparing a controller class. Controller. I would like to prepare the controller class with the name show weather detail city by city controller. Okay, I'm preparing the controller class with the name show weather details by city controller. Click on save. The class is not yet defined as of now with this name, so I'm creating a class. Now my class has been defined. Let's define the variable first, because whatever the city name we have entered, we need to collect that city name. So now here I'm indicating the public string city name. I'm defining that get and set. So whatever the city name that we have defined, nothing but variable, this variable will be having the value of the city. So this variable I would like to map with my text box. So I'm going to the text box. I'm indicating the value property. Whatever the value we have entered inside this text box, please store inside this city name variable. Okay. Next one, I would like to invoke that method. For that one, I'm preparing a public void get weather details. Get weather details. So now this method, inside this method, I need to write the business logic in order to integrate with the third-party web service. We can collect that information. I would like to call this method upon click on the button control. After entering the city name, so once you click on this show weather details, then this variable will be collecting the city name, and then based on the city name, I would like to integrate with the third-party system. I would like to collect the weather information, so that I would like to write the business logic inside this method. So I would like to call this method upon click on this button control. So action property equals to okay get weather details. I would like to refresh only this part so that I'm indicating PG block. I want to refresh this part so that I'm indicating re-render equals to PG block. Re-render equals to PG block. So I would like to refresh this page block over. I would like to refresh this page block so that here upon click on this button control, it will collect the weather information. It will display inside this part of the page, and it will be refreshing only this part. Instead of refreshing the whole Visual First page, we can refresh only this result part instead of having the complete refreshment. Now let's see how can we write the business logic. So let me go with the developer console, because there you will be getting the intelligence feature also. Let me open that class. What is my class name? Show weather details for city. Okay. Show weather details by city controller. This is the controller class. Here we need to write the business logic. So upon click on this button control, I would like to connect to the third-party web service, and I would like to pass the required parameter values, collect that weather information, represent on your Visual Codes page. Okay, now. So now in this case, first of all, prepare the required input. Prepare the required input. So now I would like to prepare the endpoint here. String endpoint URL. Okay, endpoint URL. So where is this endpoint URL is available? This is available here. Now our endpoint URL will be looking like this. Up to this part, we are having this. Okay, inside that, a custom label. What is that custom label name? This is the custom label which we have prepared. So we have to use that system dot label dot weather map endpoint URL. System dot label dot weather map endpoint. And then plus nothing but I'm concatenating. After that, what we need to add, we need to specify here. This is the city name. Okay, this is the city name. City name we are collecting from where? Now from the city name variable over here. Okay, city name variable. And then plus. After that, what we need to specify? Ampersand app ID. Okay, ampersand application key. I'm indicating that ampersand app ID equals to. In this one, I would like to collect the application key. Where is this application key? That is, this is the application key that already we have placed inside that a custom label over here, so that we can specify system dot label dot okay that label name over here. That's it. See, so now we are hiding that important information because whatever the application key is available, whatever the URL is available, we are hiding. Even though if somebody looking into my code, they can't understand. They can't see what is that URL, what is that key I'm supplying over here. They don't know. So in this case here, okay, now here in this case, instead of hard coding that URLs, instead of hard coding that application keys, we are going to storing inside the custom label. Suppose in future, if that application key has been changed, then just you can go to the custom label, replace that value with the new. Then automatically it will be reflecting in all the places wherever you want. For that reason, I would like to make it reusable. Now, so now here I'm having this endpoint URL is available over here. Okay, then how can we invoke that? Okay, how can we invoke? For that one, we are using this HTTP classes over here. HTTP, now weather map HTTP. Whether HTTP equals to new HTTP class. I'm creating the object of the HTTP request class. HTTP request. Weather map request. Weather request. New HTTP request class. Here we can able to specify that information. So now as part of this HTTP request class, okay, we have to specify the endpoint URL over here. So now here I'm indicating that. Whether request dot set endpoint. So where is this endpoint URL? This is the endpoint URL. Next. Whether request dot set a method. So what is that method type? Method type I'm indicating get. I'm collecting the weather information. Weather request. Okay. Weather request dot set timeout. Okay. Set a timeout. I'm indicating like some 60,000. Some 60,000. I'm indicating this information. After that, I would like to invoke this request. I would like to get the response. That response I want to store inside my HTTP response object. HTTP response. Weather response. I would like to specify whether HTTP dot send. I want to send that request over here. Weather request. I want to send the response, and I would like to send the request. I would like to collect the response. Once the response is available, then we would like to parse that information. So first of all, I want to know whether we are getting the response or not, whether we did any mistake, whether we are able to connect to the endpoint URL or not here. To collect that information, whatever the weather response we have received, I want to show on my Visual first page. For that one, I'm displaying this. Public string weather response, JSON. Okay, inside this string variable, I would like to store that weather response information, and then that response I want to show on my Visual first page. We can specify weather response dot get body. So whatever the weather response that you received, that weather response information I would like to store inside this variable. This variable I want to represent on my Visual first page, so that I can able to see that information. So let me refresh this page so that I can get the latest code from the developer console. The whole code is available. I want to represent it over. Inside this page block, I would like to represent. I'm displaying that variable over here. Okay. So now here I'm displaying this weather information. Weather details. I would like to represent that JSON format of response. Whether we are able to connect to that web service or we did any mistake or any application key ID is wrong, everything we can able to connect. For example, I'm indicating this like some Chennai. I'm indicating the city name as Chennai. Once you click on show weather details, it will be indicating the Chennai weather information. These are the weather details of the Chennai location. Here's the weather details of Chennai location. Coordinates, longitude value, latitude value. Weather information here. This is the main clouds, description, broken clouds, and then base information, stations. Main, we can able to have the temperature, feels like, and then temperature minimum, and the temperature maximum, and the pressure value, humidity value. All this information we can able to represent over here. Okay, that facility is available now. So these are the information we can collect. So let me do that. How can we do the parsing over here? How can we parse this content? So let's see how can we parse this information over here and how can we represent the data. So we are able to collect the response also. It is working very fine. Now, let me write the parsing code. Write the code to parse the JSON response and represent on the Visual first page. How can we parse this information? Now let's see. You know that parsing formats. I'm creating the JSON parser class system.JSON parser, a weather parser equals to system.json.create parser. I would like to pass the JSON format content here. The content is coming from where? From this particular method. I'm collecting the JSON content by invoking the web service. From the response, I'm collecting the JSON format of content. Based on that, I'm going to be creating the JSON parser class. Now, so now let's see how can we implement this. How can we parse this content? Parsing format already you know. I'm indicating this. While W parser dot next token is not equals to null. That means please parse this content. Please traverse this content from starting token to ending token. From the starting token to ending token, I would like to keep on traverse over. Now, in this case, how will be the content over here? This is the content. This is the content is available over here. You will be having the coordinates, and then you will be having the weather, and this is the base, or this is the main. Our actual information is available inside this main. Okay, our actual information is available inside the main because these are the values we need over here. Now, so in this case, how can we collect this information? Now let's see. I would like to verify if W parser dot get current token equals to JSON token dot field name. Is it a field or not? The two, if the field is equals to main or not, directly I'm jumping to this particular place, and then I'm indicating W parser dot get text is equals to main. That means if it is a main element or not. If it is a main element, then I would like to enter into that main element. Then I would like to do that implementation. So here I would like to enter into this next token. W parser dot next token. I'm going to the next token. Here we are having this temperature, so the whole information is available over here. Now I would like to verify this information. This is the first key. What is this key? This is the key over here, temperature, and then feels like temperature minimum, temperature maximum, pressure, humidity. These are the values. Okay, I want these values to be get visible on my Visual Force page. These are the values I would like to represent. So I would like to collect each and every key and the value over here. I want to represent. Now, first of all, I would like to verify this. Now, I'm collecting this. If W parser dot get current token equals to JSON token dot field name and W parser dot get text equals to I'm indicating like a stem. So I'm collecting this information over here. Okay, I'm collecting that. If it is a temperature element, then I would like to collect this. Okay, I would like to collect this value. How can we collect this value here? Now I would like to get this information. So this is what? This is the actual value. So this is the double value over here. How can we collect this?
This conference will now be recorded.
So now let's see how can we parse this information. So I'm going to be collecting the main element, and from that I'm going to be collecting the temperature element. I would like to collect this value, but this value is a double value here. So that I would like to collect the double value, I want to represent over here. To represent all this information on my Visual Force page. So pressure value is what? A numerical value. Humidity also numerical. Average temperature numerical. And the minimum temperature, maximum temperature, the whole information is of type numerical over here. So now observe this one. The whole information is numerical. So that I'm going to be collecting this information over here. Now, so that I'm defining the variables. So I would like to define some string variables inside my Apex class to represent those values. I'm defining these variables. I'm defining this. Public string humidity value. I'm indicating that get and set. Public string pressure value. I'm indicating get and set. Public string feels like temperature. I'm indicating get and set. Public string temperature minimum, that means minimum temperature. Get and set. Public string maximum temperature. Get and set. Public string average temperature. Get and set. These are the variables. So string variables are how defined. In these string variables, I would like to store these values. Okay, I would like to store these values. First one, temperature. I'm collecting the temperature over here. Temperature means what? This is the average temperature. This is the minimum. This is the maximum. So this is the average here. So in this average temperature variable, I would like to display. Now, so what is that variable name? Variable name is average temperature. In this variable, I would like to store average temperature equals to. I would like to collect that W parser. Okay. Now get double value of the decimal value. So get decimal value over here. I'm collecting the decimal value inside this. Okay. I'm collecting this decimal value. Where is this value is available based on this token? I would like to go to the next token. W parser dot next token. I'm collecting this decimal value. So it will be representing this decimal value 305.15. But I want to convert this temperature into what? Into my Celsius, nothing but centigrade. How can we convert that? Let me show you. Whenever if you want to convert this temperature over here. So whatever the Kelvin temperature is available from that one, this is the formula. We have to minus that to 73.15. Okay, minus 273.15 over here. So now it will be collecting this value. I'm collecting this decimal value minus 273.15, and then I would like to collect that value centigrade. This is the value I'm going to be representing. So whatever the current temperature, nothing but average temperature is available, that is a decimal value. I'm collecting the decimal value, but the temperature is representing in the form of Kelvin. I want to convert this into the centigrade, so that here from this one I'm going to be subtracting 273.15. So that will be the centigrade temperature. So I'm indicating with character C. So this is a value temperature, nothing but C. That means this is a Celsius. Like that. And then we can collect that next one also over here. Okay, we can collect that next one. After that, I would like to go to the next token. W parser dot next token. Here I would like to verify this. In this next token, I would like to check that information. If the W parser, weather parser dot get current token is equals to JSON token dot field name and W parser dot get text is equals to what is the next value? Feels like. If it is equals to feels like, then I'm going to be collecting this information. W parser dot next token, and then I would like to collect that. This is what feels like temperature. So now what is that variable we have defined? This is the feels like. So feels like temperature equals to I would like to collect this information. W parser dot get decimal value minus, I would like to specify the 273.15. Okay, and then plus I'm indicating centigrade. Like the similar way, I'm going to be copying this information. Same content. What is the next one? Temperature minimum. Temperature minimum. So I would like to store this value inside a separate variable. What is that variable over here? Minimum temperature. In this minimum temperature variable, I'm going to be indicating this one. Like the similar way. I'm going to the maximum temperature also. Temperature max. I want to collect this value. This value I want to store inside a variable called as max temperature. Next, I would like to go to the next element. Pressure. Pressure value. I'm going to be collecting the value directly over here. This is the pressure value, which will be indicating 1006. I'm collecting. W parser dot get text. And then the last one. So what is the last element? Humidity. So here we have to store the pressure value. Pressure value I'm storing inside this variable. And the humidity value. Humidity value I'm storing inside this. So this is the parsing content. So whatever the response that we have received, okay, whatever the response we have received from the third-party web service, I'm collecting that response and then I'm going to be parsing that content. I'm representing that information on my Visual Force page. Then how can we represent? These values I would like to represent on my Visual Force page. How can we represent on your Visual Force page? Now let's see practical. Now, so I'm going to be getting this whole information inside my Visual Force page. Just to refresh this page, you will get the latest code. I want to represent this information. Here I'm indicating that instead of this output label, I would like to specify feels like temperature also. So these are the various elements I want to represent over here. Here I would like to display the pressure value. How to display the pressure value? Just to display that variable name, that's it. Here we can specify the variable name. What is that variable which is holding the pressure value? This is the variable. Pressure value variable. That's it. Next one. Humidity value. Sorry, the average temperature. Variable. Average temperature. Next one. Humidity value. I want to represent this humidity value. Next one. Minimum temperature. Feels like temperature. And the maximum temperature. I'm storing this whole information. Now, done. So we are done with this implementation part and the parsing code also. So now in this case, now we can able to specify the city name. So upon click on that, the button control, okay, upon click on the button control, it will be firing this method. The method is going to be invoking this third-party web service by passing the city name and by passing this the application key. Based on that, it is invoking the request over here, collecting the response. That response we are going to parsing by using the JSON parser content, JSON parser classes, and then we are representing this, storing these values inside the variables. These variables we are going to be representing on our Visual Force page itself. Now, so now here in this case, I'm commenting this part. Okay. So let's see this one. Now I'm indicating this information, like as I'm indicating some Bangalore. What is the Bangalore city's temperature information? Click on show weather details. We can collect that Bangalore city's weather information also over there. Now, I need to call this method, get the weather details. I'm re-rendering that page block also. Chennai. Let's see what is the problem inside this code. The values are getting empty. Let me display this result also. We are able to get the weather information, okay? And then upon doing the parsing, we did some mistake. So let me check it out. Let me remove this.
Sir, in Visual Force page, for output label, value should be in double quote, right, sir?
No, not value in the double quote, because this is the basis, right?
Yeah.
These are not the value. No need to specify in the double quotation. I've used this output label, and then this in this output label, I'm going to be representing this value also. So let me remove this bolded tag.
Sir, try without re-render option.
Now the value is coming over here, and then I would like to represent that.
Sir, try without the re-render option, because it is maybe not refreshing the page.
It is refreshing that page. That's what we are able to see the result inside this page block. We are able to see this result. But inside the parsing, we did some mistakes. Somewhere, let me check.
Yesterday also I got the same problem, sir, but re-render is giving me the response a little bit late. That's all.
Now let me check. No, the same issue. Because re-render is not an issue basically.
And one more thing, in passing, why you took pressure value as text?
Sorry?
In passing, why you took the pressure value as text? Get text.
Because here we are not going to be converting into anything. Because here we are converting this value into the centigrade. That's what here I'm using this get decimal variable, and based on that I'm representing this information. Let me check. So we are having the starting of the object right inside this. We have to specify the starting of the object. So now we are verifying this whether it is temperature or not. First of all, we need to verify whether it is a main or not. If it is a main, then I need to verify whether it is a starting of the object or not. If there is a starting of the object, then only we need to parse the remaining content. W parser dot next token. I would like to verify if W parser dot get current token is equals to JSON token dot starting of the object. Then I would like to collect this information. Let me go with this. If it is equals to the main, I'm verifying this information. If it is the starting of that object, if it is the starting of the object, then I would like to go to the next part. W parser. Next. And from there, we can able to verify each and every element. Let me check it out. Now, average temperature. I'm able to see the average temperature right now. And then to get the next one, we have to go to that average temperature we are able to see. In the next one, we have to specify that next two tokens. We have to go to the next token to collect that next one. Now let's see. I would like to make it as a bold also. Here also I would like to make it as bold. This is the ending of the bold. So let me give that value Bangalore. When you click on show weather details, you can able to see the weather information also. It is indicating the pressure value and the humidity value. Feels like temperature 27.46 centigrade, and then average will be 25, and then minimum 24, and the maximum 26.67. Now I don't want to display this one. I would like to comment this one. So for that one, I'm using this commenting part. because for our understanding whether we are getting the response or not, for that one I'm displaying. Once you are able to parse that, you can remove that part. I'm indicating the value like as a Mumbai. Click on show weather details. We can see that weather information of this Mumbai. Pressure value 1005, humidity 83, feels like 35.27, average 29.49, minimum temperature 29, maximum temperature 30. And then, if you want to get some Kochi, for that one we are able to see that weather information also. I would like to collect that Hyderabad and IN. That means here Hyderabad is available in 2 countries. So if I'm simply giving the Hyderabad, then which Hyderabad's information we need to collect? Because Hyderabad is available in India also, if we are having that same Hyderabad in Pakistan also. In Pakistan also we have a city with the name Hyderabad. So which Hyderabad information you would like to collect? At that time, to give the clear indication, we are going to be indicating that city name, comma, that country code also over. Now, so we can able to collect this Hyderabad city's information. Feels like 31, average 26, minimum 25, maximum 28. And then I would like to collect that weather information of Nagpur. I'm indicating this Nagpur over here. Nagpur. Click on weather information. We can able to see this weather information as well. Average temperature 28, minimum 28, maximum 28. And then we can see that. If you want to show this temperature information, here we can see that city name also. Here I would like to show that city name. For I would like to represent that city name. Page block. Here I'm indicating weather details for I would like to indicate. City name. So I'm indicating this. Like as some Nagpur. Click on show weather details. It is indicating the weather details for Nagpur. This is the temperature information. So the pressure value, humidity, feels like temperature, average, minimum, and the maximum temperature. And then I'm having that like as some Pune. Click on show weather details information. We can see the weather details of Pune location, and the feels like will be 29, and the average 26.68, minimum 26.68, and the maximum 26.68. So this is the way we can able to collect that weather information also over. Depends upon your requirement, we can able to collect that weather information also based on the specified city. Okay. This is how we are going to be interacting with the third-party websites, and then we can able to collect that information. Now, today I am going to be giving one assignment to you. Some small use case I will provide to you for the integration part, which will be used to send the SMS. You know how to send the email from Salesforce by using workflows, by using process builder, through email programming, how to send the emails, you know, but how to send SMS. For that one, there are some free gateways are available. SMS gateways are available, which are some free. And then by using that free SMS gateways also, you can send the SMS notification to the required people as well. So let me give you that information. And then how to do the integration, you have to try. Now, let me place this code first. This is the controller class which I'm placing inside this. So let me take up a small use as an example. Design a visual first page. Design a visual first page to send the SMS notification to the specified mobile number with the specified mobile number with the specified effect. I will give you that details. Okay, you have to do some R&D on this. Okay, you have to do some R&D. I want a user interface like this. So let me take a user interface. Here I'm indicating the label. I'm indicating. Enter the mobile number. Enter the message. Message text. I would like to place a text bar and I would like to place a text area. There I'm indicating this watermark. Enter mobile number. Enter the SMS message. And then I would like to place a button control. I would like to place a button control. I would like to place a button control. I'm indicating this. Send SMS. I'm indicating this. Okay. Super. So this is the user interface. So now my requirement is here I would like to enter some mobile number over here, a 10-digit mobile number. And here I will be entering some message. After entering the mobile number, after specifying the message, when I click on send SMS, whatever the content we have specified over here, this content has to be sent to this mobile number automatically. I want to send the SMS to this particular mobile number. How can we send the SMS notification to that mobile numbers based on the application required? For that one, we need to integrate with SMS gateways. We have to integrate our Salesforce application with SMS gateways. So now I will give you one SMS gateway over here. Okay, I will give you one SMS gateway information to you so that you can able to do that. So there is a SMS gateway is available, a free SMS gateway is available over here. A free SMS gateway that is called as fast to SMS. Fast to SMS. So this is a website. This is an organization basically fast to SMS. They're providing the SMS gateway which is used to send the SMS notifications to the people. Now, but this SMS will be getting transferring between the timings morning 9 a.m. to evening 9 p.m. Okay, night 9 p.m. 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. only it will be sending that. When if it is a promotional, that means free. Suppose if you are using the license over here, license of this fast SMS to send the notification, then it will be sending at any point of time. But for the promotional, you will be having the time period. Okay, that will be morning 9 to evening 9 only. In between the timings only we can send. Now we can raise a question. Sir, if I'm sending this SMS notification, if I'm testing this application night at 10 o'clock, then that SMS will be getting scheduled. It will be delivering the next day morning 9 o'clock. These are functionality. So first of all, what we have to do is we have to create an account over here because it is providing some documentation. In order to send the SMS notification, it is providing some documentation. To get that API code, to get that API key, we need to log in into this application first. So we should be the member of this application. First, you will be having that. There is an option called as sign up. A small option is available here, a small user interface. Through that one, we can able to click on create a new account. Okay, we have to create a new account over here. Now, already I have created my account over here with my mobile number and then password. We can specify the password. I'm logging into this application over here. They're indicating. So now, if you want to send the SMS through this application itself, we can do. Okay, we can specify that here, mobile number and then SMS. Okay, mobile number and SMS. So now specify the mobile number and then specify the SMS over here to whom you want to send that notification. Like for example, can anybody can give me your mobile number?
73
Anybody can
7390.
just you can post inside the chat window. Okay, I got this one. So Venkata Sai, I'm placing his mobile number. So this is the mobile number for which I would like to send the SMS notification. So what is the content I would like to deliver? Now let's see. Now, welcome to fast to SMS. I'm indicating this. Hello, welcome to fast to SMS. So once you click on send, it will be sending this SMS notification over there. Please select sender ID. Sender ID, I would like to use this one. I would like to specify, hello, welcome to SMS gateway testing. Now click on send. So it is asking for that information. So through APIs, we can send that notification directly. Okay, through API, we can send that. So in this case here, if you want to do that APIs, upon sending this SMS notification to the people, we can able to use that APIs also. For that one, we have the developer API. When you come to the left side, you will be having development API. So here, if you want to read this, the API documentation, we can able to do that. Okay, to read, we can specify this information. Click here. We can see that API documentation. What we are going to do, we are going to sending that SMS notification. So that this is the post. Posting is nothing but sending. Get is nothing but receiving. So authorization code we have to collect first. Where is this authorization code? This is the authorization key which has been generated by this application itself. We have to use this authorization key. And then go to the documentation. Here you will be having the post method. So what is that endpoint URL? This is the endpoint URL over here. Okay, this is the post method. Endpoint URL is this is the endpoint URL for this. Okay, this is the endpoint URL for this. And then pass the header information over here. We can pass authorization, and then you can able to pass your authorization code. And then sender ID. We can specify the sender ID as fast SMS. Message, which message you would like to specify your message whatever you want, because as part of my application, so mobile numbers and the message, this is the message. And then we can specify the language. Default language is English. Root, nothing but here it is a promotional use, nothing but P means promotional use. And then transactional use means T. We have to pass this value, but we are using promotional, that means it's a free. Next, numbers, we can pass the mobile numbers over here by separating a comma over here. Whatever the mobile number that have entered over here, whatever the message that have entered over here, it has to send the SMS notification to that number over here. Flash is an optional over here. Okay, these are the parameters we have to supply. Pass these parameters and then try to do the implementation to send the email notification, SMS notification to the people. Okay, try the R&D on this one. Do the R&D on this one. By next Saturday, you have to complete this. Or else I will tell you how to implement this one. Okay, use this endpoint URL, and then this is the post method. Pass that authorization. Okay, your key. That key will be available over here. Copy this key and then paste inside the authorization. And then pass these values. Okay, sender ID and then message and the language, root and the numbers. Okay, so try this one this week, and then next week I will show you that how can we implement this implementation through automated process with the help of triggers. Okay, through triggers, how to do that I will show you practically. Okay, so do the practice on this one today's assignment, and then this assignment, so that in the next session we'll see that how to send the email SMS notification.
Feroz,
Yes.